as we unravel the mystery of the rhythmic beating of the heart. We come to realize that heart performs this function with flawless consistency. The heart is an organ that beats throughout the lifetime of a person. Are you aware that in an average lifespan of 70 years, it beats about 2.5 billion times? The heart beats rhythmically due to the electrical impulses which cause synchronized contraction of the heart muscles. These impulses cause the contractions of the atrium and the ventricles, which allow the heart to pump blood. But have you ever wondered what controls the heartbeat? Cardiac pacemaker. The heartbeat is generated and controlled by a pacemaker present in the heart. It also possesses specialized excitatory conducting system, which ensures the rhythmic beating of all the cardiac muscles. The walls of the atria form the atrial syncytium, and the two ventricular walls constitute the ventricular syncytium. The pacemaker is located in the wall of the right atrium. It is also known as sinoatrial node or SA node. The SA node generates an impulse which spreads across the walls of the atria through the specialized conducting system, causing both atria to contract in unison. During atrial contraction, this electrical impulse reaches the atrioventricular node or AV node. Here, the impulse is delayed for about 0.1 second, after which it moves along the bundle of His, bifurcates into bundle branches before spreading along the Purkinje fibers. The impulse reaches the lateral ventricular walls and causes its contraction. Thus, the impulse generated at the SA node causes atrial contraction and flow of blood into ventricles, and then the ventricles contract, pumping the blood out of the heart. It is the impulse generated by the SA node that causes the heart's chamber and valves to work in tandem. Thus, we conclude that it is the SA node as the cardiac pacemaker which sets the rhythmicity of the heartbeat. Summary. We can now observe the impulse conduction and heartbeat in synchronization with the blood flow. The cardiac cycle begins with the SA node generating an impulse which spreads to the two atrial walls and also reaches the AV node. The two atria which form the atrial syncytium contract. The AV node delays the transmission of the impulse by 0.1 second, which allows the atria to empty completely before the ventricles begin to contract. Then, the impulse moves along the bundle of His and finally through the Purkinje fibers to spread all over the ventricular walls. Finally, the ventricular syncytium contracts, thus pumping the blood out through the aorta and pulmonary artery. This is the end of one cardiac cycle.